Welcome back to our 317 Wellness Fitness channel. And today's episode is going to be a spicy one. Actually,
muy caliente.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I want to say.
It's going to be a spicy one because we're going to be diving into the most popular questions while breaking a sweat.
That's right. We're going to be doing an upper body workout. So grab your water bottles and a towel, and we're going to jump in it while we answer those questions.
All right, let's go. Okay. All right, before we jump into the workout, let's answer the age-old question: how often should we exercise?
Yeah, that's a good one. Both of you and I agree. I believe that 3 times a week for lifting is going to be the optimal plan that you should have. I mean, if you can do 4 days, that's great.
Yeah.
But we also got to take into consideration rest days and things like that. Yep.
It really, my opinion, it really depends on your schedule, your routine. It depends on how much availability you have throughout your week. For us, we're busy parents building our fitness business, also working full-time. You're working part-time, raising Eli, who's 3 years old.
Yeah.
So that's why we say three is the minimum.
Is ideal. Yeah,
is ideal.
Pretty ideal.
Which is very attainable for people to do because it's not that hard.
It's not.
Like for instance, for me, I do 2 of my workouts on my days off. Actually, I get 3 days. So I do all my workouts on my days off. Yeah. But when it does pick up at work, I have to get 1 workout in at least during the work week, which is usually after my work day. Right. Because I work 10-hour days. So it really depends on your work schedule. Right. For people that work in 10, 12-hour days, it's going to be harder.
Right. And also, I mean, while we're talking about doing just lifting like 3 times a week, for me, sometimes I don't have a huge chunk of time to do that. Obviously, have the toddler, have work, balancing all those things. So you have to just make the most out of your time when you do lift. Right. Like you're doing compound movements or you're focused on building 1 part of the body or 2 parts, or whatever it might be. Yeah. Excuse me. You just need to be efficient with those times. And if you, we're talking about, we want to move every day, right? You got to do some sort of movement every single day. But we're talking about lifting here in the gym. That's what our focus is today, is talking about that. So.
All right, so let's dive into the first exercise.
All right.
We're gonna be doing a dumbbell chest press. I'm gonna go ahead and perform it.
Okay. And I will correct it.
And all right, you ready for this?
Sure, let's get at it. Like I was saying, we are going to lay down all the way down on the bench there. I want your shoulders to be down in the middle of your back. So you don't want to hunch your shoulders up towards your ears whenever you're performing these movements. We're going to bring the elbows down at a 90-degree angle. Don't go down further, and then press back up. Good. And down and press. Great.
Breathe in.
And out. And we come down nice and slow. And press up. Good. We want to control the weight as we come down you're coming down with gravity, and you want to really put that resistance on those muscles. All right, now let's talk about the classic debate here, free weights versus machines. What are your thoughts on that, Tim?
All right, so free weights versus machines. Honestly, I love free weights because you're going to get more dynamic movement. You're going to have more range of motion. You're going to be able to do certain movements, like for example, the shoulder lateral raise. Right. You go a little bit higher and be able to squeeze the point of your shoulder, be able to build that muscle a lot more. Right. I guess deeper. Right?
Yeah, and I like it too because with free weights, you're using your whole body, right? You have to stabilize. So you're using all the stabilizing muscles in your core, or you should be. You should be activating your core in the things that you do. You got to use your stabilizers for balance because you're lifting the weight and you're not using the machine for balance. But again, this all depends on where you're at in your fitness journey. Right. So if you're just starting out, machines are a great way to go to start activating your muscles, get that little bit of isolation, start growing.
If you're new to the gym, machines is probably a great way to get started because, like I said, it isolates the muscle and you're still able to build muscle
Right.
But it will help you. It'll help you prepare for the free weights.
Right. And we're not anti-machine. We still use machines whenever we do our workouts. It's just it gives more when you have free weights in there. It gives you a bigger variety of things to do in the gym, so you can pivot. Because if you're only on the machines and you go to the gym and it's a busy day and everyone's on the machines, you kind of feel you're like, I don't know what to do. Yeah. So if you have free weights as an option, now you can go, instead of using the bicep curl machine, now you can go grab your dumbbells and do your bicep curls. Yeah. So it gives you more variety when you know how to do free weights and machines too.
But if you combine both of them together, I think that's gonna be that's gonna maximize muscle gain. Yeah. Pretty well.
Yeah, I usually use free weights. We're not talking about cables here, I know, but I love cables. Yep. You love cables too. So I usually use free weights, cables, and machines in a lot of my workouts. All right.
All right, let's move on to the next exercise. You're going to go ahead and perform it.
Here we go, back row.
All right, so with this exercise, you're going to be working on, turn around. If you do it right, you're going to be working on this part of the back muscle, right? Mm-hmm. You really want to focus on the lat. This is going to create more, this exercise is going to create more depth in your back, more thickness. So let's go ahead and get in that position. Okay, you want your hand on the bench. Don't bring your arm out too far forward. You want to bring it right where it stretches. So go ahead and bring it down.
Right.
And then
slide bend in the knees.
Slide bend on the knees. Bring it up. Right there is where you should go. Like 90 degrees on the elbow again. Squeezing that back, releasing nice and slow, and bring it back up. There you go. It's important that you're contracting at the top, meaning you're squeezing at the top, because that is breaking the muscle tissue, making you build a stronger back, and you're just gonna build more muscle doing it this way. It's nice and controlled. This is the way to do it. What would I say back when we first met?
Squeeze at the top?
Squeeze at the top, right. Squeeze, there you go.
Nice and slow when you bring it down.
Down, nice and slow. Breathe in, and you're breathing out. Breathe in on the way in, up.
I forget.
Maybe opposite.
Just breathe.
Just breathe. But it's very important that you're breathing correctly though. So you're breathing in and out. Just for
with my shoe on the
All right, we're good on this exercise.
What are your feelings, thoughts on cardio, and how does that fit into your workout routine?
So obviously I hate cardio. And apparently I'm supposed to do a mini marathon.
Oh yes.
In a month, and I have not started running.
I wouldn't tell people that.
Supposed to do a mini marathon, and like I said, I haven't started. So this bike is actually going to be really nice to have because it's going to help me build my muscles, my legs. Cardio wise, I feel like you don't need to spend hours doing it. If you really want to see results within your physique, your body, you want to focus more on nutrition. If you do like cardio, I highly recommend sticking with that. If you enjoy it, it is helpful for your cardiovascular system and create a stronger heart. Right. So,
right. The heart is a muscle, so the cardio is the way for them to really build a strong
endurance
heart that
too.
way.
Helps you build endurance. And what my cardio looks like is I do about 12 to 15 minutes on a Stairmaster and right before my workout, because honestly I want to warm up my body. When you're warming up your body, you're raising the temperature of your body to where it's going to be able to burn more calories, because calories is energy and you're trying to burn that energy.
Yeah, and so I think a lot of people too, the question too with cardio is, if you're going to lift, do you do cardio before or do you do cardio after? Like, how do you pair that? I think that you should do cardio after, just because you need to save up your energy. You warm up, right? We do cardio to warm up, and then you lift. And then if you still want to do cardio, a longer session, do it after your lifting session, because you want to have as much energy as possible to lift and to build that muscle, because building your muscle is going to mean a better metabolic rate long term. You're going to burn calories outside of the gym. So use your energy for your cardio after your lifting session.
And if you really don't like cardio, if you really just hate getting on that treadmill afterwards, my go-to, that substitute that is doing HIIT workouts. So HIIT workouts is high intensity interval training, which is a short circuit training exercises where you just do a little circuit. That's pretty much what HIIT is. So that's what I do a few times during the week. It's just I do a little HIIT workouts because it helps me burn more calories, and that's what my focus is. So next Next exercise is we're going to do the dumbbell flies.
Yes.
Okay, so you can do this on cable. You can do this on cable machine. There's different ways you can do it. If you have dumbbells, this is perfect exercise to do. So let's jump into it.
All right, you're going to lay back. You're going to bring, your arms are not going to stay super straight and they're not going to be bent in that 90 degree like we did with the bench press. You're going to have a little bend in the elbows. You're going to bring them down. We don't want to come down too far, about right there, that shoulder, keep that in alignment, and then we're going to bring them back together.
Right. You want to feel the stretch in the chest.
Right.
You can go a little bit deeper, I'd say about right here. Hopefully
you don't want to go too far back so that you're winging your shoulders back and those shoulder blades are coming up. You want to make sure you're keeping those shoulders in alignment, and we're really just working the pecs. You're going to feel it there in those armpits. That's what I like to say. This is a kind of an armpit workout. And then you're gonna bring them down. Great.
Just feel the stretch, come back up, squeeze the chest. Right. There you go.
So some don'ts, why I say don't bend those elbows too much. If I have clients that bend their elbows way more, and when you're coming down, a lot of times they end up using their triceps more.
Right.
So if we really want to isolate the pectoral muscles, then we want to keep those elbows as straight as not straight as possible, little bend in them.
Little bend.
If you go too straight, you're going to end up hurting your elbow.
You go too straight, that's too much.
Too much pressure on the elbow there, right? So what we're doing with this one is we're taking that point of resistance further away from the midline of the body. And as we do that, then we're working the muscles even more here. So this one's going to be a little bit more intense, I think, than a chest press.
All right, the last and final question for today's episode is, are rest days important? And what does that look like?
Yeah, so definitely you need to rest your muscles after a workout, but that doesn't mean you just go home and like binge watch TV and just lay around, right? So a rest day for me means maybe I'm walking. I'm doing more just like walking in the neighborhood, or I do a little bit of cardio, or I do a yoga practice, or something that's different than what you worked out the day before.
Right. So yeah, I think that rest days are crucial. And if you are someone that is intense, someone that workouts pretty hardcore at the gym, rest days are very, very important.
Right.
I do a lot of flexibility in the mornings, every single morning I wake up, because of how tight my body is, how much just soreness I feel from my workouts, and just going to work too, working 10-hour shifts. I need to be stretching and recovering faster so that I can grow more, I guess more quicker too.
Yeah.
So another thing that I like to do for rest days is cold showers and cold plunges. I mean, those things are very beneficial for your recovery. Like, I love doing the cold plunges because it pretty much circulates more blood flow into your system, so that your body's just getting those I guess red blood cells. I guess, right? The red blood cells.
More oxygen circulates to the muscles as well.
Exactly. So definitely recommend doing anything kind of cold therapy.
I do hot therapy.
You do hot therapy.
I love the sauna. Excuse me. I love the sauna. So I like to do that just to let my muscles relax.
Right.
That's definitely important. And it just also gets the lymphatic system going. You're sweating things out. It's basically like putting yourself into a fever, so that you're like sweating all the toxins and you're letting your lymph nodes like release, and it's really good for you too. So
those are two things you can do. Flexibility, stretching.
Yeah, stretching is definitely good on those off days. I mean, also just making sure you're hydrating really well. I mean, you can take recovery supplements as well to help with muscle recovery. But
collagen.
You do,
I do collagen.
Right.
And fluid.
Right. I guess I do creatine now, and I don't know yet. I just started on that, so I haven't seen the results. But yeah, it's very important that you don't get into a workout plan where you're doing the same thing every single day, because you're going to be so sore and your muscles aren't going to be able to you're not going to see the results that you want to see in your muscles, because you're not giving enough time for that rest.
All right, well, I think you have the last exercise to perform, so let's go ahead and get done.
We talked earlier about free weights and machines, but there are so many other things that you can use. And another one that we have here in our home gym is a suspension trainer. So the name brand, I guess, would be TRX, if you've heard of that. So what this does is that you can use your body weight. It's more of a body weight exercise in order to build muscle.
Yeah, very multifunctional
Yes.
piece of equipment that you can literally get on Amazon and have at your home and do a lot of things on this.
Right.
Get a good workout on this.
Right. It's full body. You can do complete full body training with this, and you're going to be using a lot of like little stabilizer muscles as well as your big muscle groups and everything, because one, you're suspended, right? So I'm going to be leaning back a lot. We're going to be using a lot of that. So you have to use, well, one, you have to not be fearful of falling. That's one of those things. And two, you just have to use a lot of muscle in order to bring yourself, to keep yourself stable. So,
yeah. All right, let's jump into it. You got your back rows.
Okay.
Go ahead, bring in your feet forward.
No, how much forward do you want me? Right there?
That's good.
Okay.
And then lean back. There you go. So you're gonna activate the back muscles here. So you're gonna pull, squeeze, the same thing with the row earlier. You're gonna extend and contract. If you want to make this more easier, you wanna move up. So just stand up more and then move forward. Or actually,
move
it's
back.
backward. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Go backward, and then it'll be a lot more easier. You're gonna be more upright. If you wanna make it more difficult, then go forward.
Your feet would go forward.
And you're gonna just use all your back and a little bit of biceps as well. Such a great exercise for beginners and for people who are advanced as well.
Right.
This is definitely gonna help you build that back muscle. All right, guys, there you have it. This was an upper body workout while answering the most common questions that you get for weight training.
Yeah. Working out is not a one-size-fits-all thing. You can use your free weights, you can use your machines, you can use your suspension trainers. Just find what works best for your body on your fitness journey.
Until next time, guys, keep pushing yourself, stay consistent, and achieve your highest potential. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Peace.